Yo, what's poppin' everybody? Welcome back to another Mortal Kombat 11 video. In today's video, we're back again with another Shao Kahn video. And unlike other Shao Kahn videos that we normally put out where we feature online sparring sessions or actually online sets, today's video is gonna be a little bit different because in today's video, it's gonna be centralized around one of his special abilities being Dark Priest. Now, Dark Priest, if you can get it off, is actually such an amazing ability, but the problem is that it's such a shitty ability right now as it is because you cannot activate it raw. It's just ridiculous, and it's linked to one of the most crucial crushing blows that is actually available in his Risen Emperor tournament ranked variation. Now, the reason why Dark Priest is so bad, because look at this right here. 82 frames of recovery. 82 frames of recovery. There's 60 frames within a single second, meaning that this is actually about a second and a half, more than plenty of time for your opponent to actually punish you, which is horrible. You cannot activate this as a raw ability. If you just activate this as a raw ability, you're essentially going up to your opponent and just asking to be booty clapped. You're taking off your pants, showing them your tidy whities and saying, just take me, take the damn round. So this ability, although it is so good, is also at the same time horrible and unviable because of how many recovery frames that it has, especially in comparison to Liu Kang's Dragon Fire or Scorpion's Burning Spear, which both have around 30 to 40 frames of recovery. However, with the Dark Priest, it is so slow that you can almost never use it in any setting. However, today I am going to show you one viable way in which you can actually use it. So as you can see within this string right here, instead of actually ending it in an annihilation, we special cancel into a Dark Priest. Now, because the 2-3 is going to launch the opponent in the air and away from you, it should give you a significant amount of time to actually be able to recover from Dark Priest. However, I will say that some characters can in fact punish this. If you're playing a character that can teleport or rapidly close the gap effectively, and also in addition to this, the player that you're playing against is extremely knowledgeable about Shao Kahn, about the game, or has sparred against you for a very long time and has seen this move plenty of times, this is not something that you want to do. Because for Sub-Zero, right, he could just slide and poke you out of it. However, because he's poking you out of the 82 frames of recovery, he's also nullifying the buff that you would normally get because you're getting poked out of the recovery time. So not only did you give up the Annihilate combo finisher for replacing it with the Dark Priest, but you're not even going to get the buff off of the Dark Priest because you got poked out of it. In addition to this, if you're playing against somebody like Scorpion, this is a very, very dangerous move to actually use because he can teleport into a 50-50 and combo punish you. Very, very dangerous to use it against Scorpion. However, you could probably use it against most Scorpions that aren't familiar with Shao Kahn. The reason why is because when you're launching them in the air and they're already recovering from this move, they're essentially not going to be able to react to it properly or anticipate it unless they've seen it before. Most of the times when they get up, they're probably going to think to themselves, oh, by the time I get up, and by the time I activate this ability, this dude's already going to be blocking and, it's going to be his turn after he blocks my whiff. When in reality, they can actually punish it pretty effectively. And in addition to this, they're probably so used to you finishing in a Annihilate that when you just special cancel into the Dark Priest, they also just flat out don't know they're a deer in headlights. They don't know what to expect. So I do suggest that you guys use this because it is one of the best ways to actually activate Dark Priest that I know of. I've got it off on plenty of sparring sessions, online matches. It's always worked for me. I've actually never been fully combo punished out of this before because I don't use it for every single combo string. No. So even though the Dark Priest ability is fantastic and it boosts your damage and gives you, like an up damage of a raw 14% from throws to 20%, it also can give you a crushing blow which you can convert into a 50-50, correct? Like so. However, I don't make this an extreme priority over just simply trying to win the round or win the game. Other simple combos without crushing blows are completely sufficient. You do not need this crushing blow in order to secure a round. In fact, it's kind of the contrary. Some people, especially new Shao Kahn players, are so fixated on the fact that they want to get this buff out, to maximize the damage and to get the crushing blow, that it makes them reckless. It makes them extremely reckless and greedy and overzealous. So when they actually are able to activate this ability, what happens is that they start to rush down their opponent pretty recklessly because they want to get that crushing blow off before the green from their hammer fades. And your opponent will start to zone you out, chip you out, or maybe take advantage of you, and while you're advancing, they'll go ahead and punish you because you're not paying attention and keeping your guard up. So this is what I recommend. I recommend that you go ahead and get really familiar with Shao Kahn. But if Shao Kahn's a character that, like, you know, you're kind of bouncing on with, or maybe that you're starting to main, this is a string that I would practice, but not a string that I would constantly fixate myself on having to activate, because it's really not that important. If you can just get your standard 30% combo strings off of one amplify, one meter burn, that's fine. Do not worry about the string yet. One of the worst scenarios to be in is in a scenario where you feel as though you're not comfortable with doing a certain ability, but you repeatedly do it over and over because you feel as though you want to get better at it. And because you're doing that, you're frustrating yourself out, you're losing games, losing rounds because it's not natural to you. You don't know when to activate it naturally and capitalize on that opportunity. Instead, you're trying to force it every single 50-50. Do not do that. Instead, just practice regular matches against the AI and see where it gets you. Another thing that I will say is that this combo will only work if you are on mid ground. If you are corner carrying your opponent, or if you're actually in the corner, this is a very bad no-no. Do not do this. The reason why is because the 2-3 that normally launches your opponent after the jumping 2 will not only launch your opponent up into the air, but also away from you. But if you're in the corner doing this, your 2-3 launches your opponent in the air, but you don't get any distance between you and your opponent because the corner is basically blocking them off from being able to go farther away from you. Which means that when they actually restand, there is plenty of time for them to punish you. So take a key note at this and know that this is only effective when you're at mid ground and never ever when you're in the corner, because doing this in the corner is actually suicide. They will have plenty of time to whiff punish you unless they are just new to the game, they don't know what to do, or they're just flat out scared of you. But regardless of all of the flaws with Dark Priest and the setup, the rewards far outweigh the risk. The only time, again, that I would not use this is if you're playing against a really good player who could in fact capitalize on you doing this because they just know what you're up to. But most of the time in online matches, because Shao Kahn's more rare than the Tooth Fairy or a Leprechaun, you're pretty much safe to do this because most people are going to be like, oh shit, I don't even know what the hell a Shao Kahn does. So when you go ahead and do this on top of that, it's like, okay, I'm pretty much good, you know. Alright guys, but that's pretty much going to be it for this video. That's going to be the Dark Priest combo that I use. It's easy, it's efficient, it's viable, and the only thing that you have to change from your standard combos is the fact that you don't end it in an Annihilate and you instead end it in a Dark Priest. Again guys, thank you so much for watching the video. If you did enjoy, send more Shao Kahn people this way so that we can all learn from each other. Peace out, take care guys, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe and tune in for more videos in the future, and until next time guys, peace out and be easy.